Hey everybody, so do you smell the smoke? Do you see the ash falling from the sky? This is a very anxious time of year where we're all smelling smoke. If you're living in San Diego at the time of this filming, the answer to those questions is yes. And you're also, like me and everybody else, probably pretty anxious right now, worried about what might happen in the event that the fires come to your neighborhood instead of just what you're seeing on TV. So thought we'd post this video, share with you more about some of the things that I've learned through the years. Most people that know me know that I used to be an insurance adjuster, that I've dealt with thousands of claims as an insurance adjuster, thousands of claims as a restoration contractor. And many of those claims were fires. And so personally I've been through a fire. In 2007 when the wildfires came through San Diego, I didn't lose my house, thank God, but I still had over $150,000 worth of damage to that, and that was a very tricky, difficult experience with the insurance company. So I want to share the value of my experience with you all to help you through this. Last thing you need to be thinking about when you're leaving, when you're trying to get your family to safety is, oh my God, do I have enough coverage? Am I going to be able to replace my house in the event that it burns down? So I think of all the things I've learned, the number one thing that I think I want to share with everybody is that being insured properly is super important. Having the right insurance company with the right insurance policy is terribly important, and you don't want to be second guessing that. So I work with all the insurance companies in San Diego. I've worked all over the country. I'm very familiar with the different policies out there, and so I've asked Melanie Martinez from Liberty Mutual Insurance to collaborate with us on this video because I think what they have is super unique and very valuable, and I think, well, I'll let you learn from Melanie. So Melanie, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No, it's great to have, I think, your point of view on this because I mean what I say. I deal with every insurance company, and I really like the way you take care of your customers, but also I like the policy that you have. It's just so unique. So, well, you tell us. I mean, in preparing for the worst case scenario, what do people need to be thinking about in terms of insurance?
Right. Well, for one, make sure that, like you said, make sure they're with a legitimate, adequate company that's going to be their preferred carrier for sure. Make sure that you have enough coverage. I mean, make sure that you're checking your coverages annually. I tell my clients, when your policy renews, call me. Let's review your coverages. Let's make sure you're adequately insured. I mean, if you rebuild, if you remodel your home, you add square footage to your home, you need to let your insurance company know. You need to have replacement cost coverage on your policy. You need to have, most companies cover extended replacement cost on their policies. Most of them do. Some of them are 25%, some of them are 35%, etc. Liberty Mutual does offer extended replacement cost coverage on our home policies. It's 35% initially. If it's a total wildfire loss, burn to the ground fire, catastrophe, then that automatically goes to 80% coverage.
Okay.
So
let me just stop there for a second and pause, because those are really important coverages that you're talking about. So replacement cost coverage. Let's start with that. What is replacement cost coverage?
So replacement cost coverage means what it's going to cost to rebuild your home in the event of a loss. So we have a very high-tech replacement cost calculator. So when I'm writing a home policy, I'm asking all the details of the home. Year built, square footage, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what the features of the home are, what the flooring, everything, roof, everything. And we put all that information into a replacement cost calculator that's very high tech, and it calculates out what's considered an insurable replacement cost.
Okay.
So, we don't go by what the person's buying the house for, because we're not insuring the land, we're insuring the house to rebuild in the event of a loss. So we have that initial dwelling coverage. It's called coverage A on your home policy. Okay. So that's where coverage A is normally the 100% insured to value. It's normally should be automatic coverage, should be fine. You may not ever need the extra coverage, but just in case, it's there. That extended replacement cost is always there, and it's very important to have, because if your house does burn to the ground in a fire and a catastrophe, you have to remove all that debris. That debris is part of the coverage, or the dwelling coverage needs to be part of it as well. And that's where you have that 35% extra coverage, just in case. If it's a partial loss, you're going to have that just in case, But you're also, if it's a total loss, they got to remove all that debris and start all over again. And it's, that's where ours goes to 80%.
So that is an exceptional coverage. I think that is the one thing that, while that's an exceptional coverage, I know how exceptional that is.
Right.
The world needs to know that most insurance companies anymore do offer some type of what they used to call guaranteed replacement cost coverage, and Liberty Mutual extended replacement cost coverage. I don't know of anybody that goes to 80%. So 80%. So if you're insured for $500,000 and your home burns to the ground, I'll tell you, the number one thing people tell me as their contractor or when I was an adjuster handling fires, they were so anxious, they were so nervous that they didn't have enough coverage to build back. If you're insured for $500,000, I'm just using some round numbers, okay? That means you have $900,000 of coverage to build your home back when you had $500,000 of coverage. So that is a wonderful thing that happens. But that needs to be, you need to have wildfire declared for that to trigger.
Has to be considered a catastrophe wildfire loss, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so like in 2003 and 2007, those would have been triggered.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a wonderful coverage that everyone I wish knew about.
Yeah.
You know, I have a friend who just had a fire.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have guaranteed replacement cost or extended replacement cost. And so fortunately, we got it done by the skin of his teeth. There wasn't a total loss, but this is stuff that everyone needs to know. So when you're rushing to get your family in the car, get out of Dodge and get to safety, you won't have to think about that if you had this coverage and you knew you had it.
Right.
You would just be thanking God you got it while you know, thank God you've got your family in the car. So
absolutely. And you know, also keeping up with, you know, your personal property, making sure you have replacement cost coverage on your personal property, doing an inventory of your stuff is always so important. I tell my, you know, it's a good thing to, you know, walk around, take pictures. Or you mentioned a 3D type, you know, visual thing.
Yeah,
that would be an
scanner.
awesome 3D scanner is an awesome way to do it too. Just to show proof of your stuff. I mean, you're not going to have receipts of every single room, every single drawer, every single closet, you know. Hopefully the company, if it's a major catastrophe, they're not going to ask you for receipts and personal inventory of every single room, every single drawer, everything, you know. I mean, Liberty Mutual, one good thing, you know, 2007 and 2003 wildfire losses, we literally wrote checks out to our total loss clients that had the replacement costs. We looked at their personal property coverage, whatever that max was, we wrote that check out to them and said, here you go. You got to start all over. Here we go.
So question for you, I don't know if you have the answer to this, but as the extended replacement cost goes up, so let's say in that example I gave you, $500,000 of coverage A or B, A and B for your house, and then that goes up to as much as $900,000 with that 80% kicking in. Does the coverage C, for the coverage for your contents, does that increase to the same?
It does not.
Okay, just for the structure.
It's for the structure. Okay. Yeah, for the structure itself. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know so many people that were using their contents money to help pay for what they didn't have in coverage for their structure.
Right.
That was the saving grace for some people, and then even then it wasn't enough for so many.
Yeah.
So that's a wonderful addition.
Yeah.
So what you were talking, or what she mentioned here about the 3D scan, there's actually a service that if anybody's interested in, where we can come out and actually scan your entire house. It takes a snapshot, a photograph, basically a 3D. You can look up, look right and left, and walk your way through the home, open up all the cabinets, and see what you had. It doesn't perfectly inventory the home, but it helps you remember what you had.
Sure.
So that's a good thing for someone to, if anybody's interested in that, let me know. What about additional living expenses? What kind of coverage do you have there?
Yeah, so we have, it's called loss of use, actual loss sustained. So it's one of the best types of coverages that an insurance company can offer. So basically, we're going to pay for you to live somewhere during the time it takes for your place to be repaired up to 2 years, unlimited. So it's not, we don't have a cap on it like some companies do have, like a limit of coverage, and after that you have no more coverage, you know. We are going to live, it's called actual loss sustained, so it's an unlimited coverage for 2 years, loss of use.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
So many policies have a 1-year limit for additional living expenses, or just a set amount. And so you might have to not be living in a like similar home. You might have to be living in a, you know, you have to move out of your neighborhood type thing to live somewhere, and you know, truck your kids to school every day. That's a real hassle. So that's another wonderful aspect of that policy that I think is really valuable to everyone watching this. So, okay, so if someone is interested in talking to you about their insurance, how would they get a hold of you?
They can call me on my cell phone, my business cell phone, anytime. Email me, text me, whatever is easiest for them. My clients have my phone number, my business number, my text, you know, A lot of people like to text
Okay.
these days. So, so it's either way. They can call me, email me, text me.
Okay, why don't we just post that on our website then?
Yeah, that'd be
Give me
awesome.
information, we'll
That'd be
get it on
awesome.
the website.
I would appreciate it. And even just questions, questions. And I've been in the insurance field for 20 plus years, so I would hope to say I'm a little experienced at what I do. I can actually answer any questions that anybody has just in regards to their insurance coverages and what it means, and what anything I can do to help them as well.
That's fantastic. Well, I know that you're very good at what you do, so thank you very much again for joining us on this.
My pleasure.
So for any questions for Melanie, look on our website. We'll get her information posted up there. If anyone has any questions about other fire preparedness tips, please go to our website, irprestorations.com. You'll find videos of my top 10 tips for being ready, what to do in the event that you have to evacuate. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody.
Bye.